Hero off the rails. It was summer on Sodor. The skies were bright blue, and the fields sown with flowers, and the birds sang sweetly. As Thomas filled up with water, he felt very happy when he heard something with a whoosh and a crazy clack, and a steam of silver went past, fisting 5 boxes. Who was that? All over Sodor. Everyone was buffered to buffered. Bust my buffers! Watch my paintwork. Tripling tracks. Who was that? Dude, gosh. Slow down, sweetie. Well, waiter. Later, all the engines were at Knapford. They were really puzzled. It was big. It was silver. It was really, really fast. That will mean it's Spencer. Hello everyone, welcome to Sodor. I first came there to the island. Did you know when I first came to Ireland? Because I do know there's no time to chat, because I went past you because I wanted to get finished on time. But why? Because this is no I mean. Not the same thing you don't look like. Oh, does it? Yes, it does, but no time to chat. Spencer's scary. He just took up my express line. Later on, Thomas and Percy were heaving up Gordon's Hill. Spencer's digging to buy. You might get to the top about tea time. I don't think you would. Doing Spencer steamed away. Bossy boiler! Next, Spencer caught up with Gordon. Out of my way, slow coach, do. Hold the indignity. Next, Toby was puffing at a junction. Spencer arrived. You might get to the top about tea time because you're too old, Toby. I know you're really old because you should have a little rest. Oh. Next, Edward and James were pulling up 5 materials. Spencer puffed in. Dear, oh dear, does it take 2 engines to replace 1 truck, does it? I am pulling 4. I better steam away. James was so cross I didn't know. Later on at Timfin Sheds, the guys were asleep. They were talking about Spencer. He took Percy's line. He said Toby was too old. And he didn't know this. I had to go to bed the dogs this morning. Yes, because he took Toby's line. Now he took Express line. Later, Thomas was at Brandon Docks. Spencer was here. Well, hello there, guys. What do you think about my summer house? I'll make you a dawn tomorrow. But I got 1 and 1 brick fan. Oh, I don't need a brake fan at all. I have to go now because the Duke and Duchess's summer house doesn't get to go. So, better not be late. He's a bossy roiler, isn't he? Yes, he is. Very slowly and carefully, Percy puffed up to Thomas. You're my best friend, Thomas. Don't get shocked, Percy, because you are really kind to everybody. Later, in the cool like a tub dawn, all the engines were waiting for Spencer. There was a whoosh and a whoosh, and steam come through. It was Spencer. Thomas didn't want to have his race. He was frightened. I can't do this, Percy. You can, Thomas. There's no time to rush. Next, Thomas and Spencer were uncoupled. Edward just by. You'll each take good tracks on the line until you look like. So, 1, 2, 3, The engines blow their whistles long and strong. Good luck, Thomas. Thomas and Spencer whooshed through their lives. They click-clack along the track. They whooshed through woods and whooshed through hills. Spencer steamed and smiled. He raced and he roared. I go and see what this silly tank engine's up to. He'll puff with a squeak and a creak. Later, Thomas was puffing up a steep slope. He was tired and his axles ached. At last, he reached the top. Hooray, I did! Then there was trouble. His track was broken and he was too heavy. As Thomas rode far, he reached up the next hill and round up the next. Help! I can't stop! Flew a junction where Spencer was running down visiting boilers. Next, Thomas smashed into some potatoes. Wow! Potatoes flew everywhere to nothing. Next, Thomas rolled along the old woods. And next, he banged into some jelly bells. Sticky jelly flew in the air and landed all over Thomas. And Stewie went on. I found myself running on a long, old, pretty track. And next, Thomas had a scrunch and a crunch. Thomas bashed into the bushes and rooshed to a stop. Fizzling fireboxes, that was scary. Along the soda, Thomas can't see anything. His pistons pump and he didn't know it. So he listened. Hello? Hello? Thomas could still not see nothing. He wanted to know what it is, so he puffed really slowly and gently. He saw the good engine. He gasped. It was an old engine he didn't know. Thomas gasped. He didn't want to be friends with him, so he didn't want to do it, or he can puff away. Hello. A gradual break speed. Does this happen when you normally do it? Thomas didn't want to hear his stories, so he gave him a little smile. Do you like stories, Thomas? Yes, I do. Do you want to show me it? When I first came to the island, it was a long way away. Until I didn't like the duck pond, I scrunched off the tracks. And when I got lifted back onto the elephant, he gave me a long. And when I arrived at the docks, they called me Master of the Wee-Wee. This is what happened. Don't worry, I'll ask if I can try. No, Thomas, don't do it. All right. Nothing to worry about. Keep your breath in. I better go do soda steamworks now. I know, I won't ask for that controller, and I'll get some parts from the steamworks for you. Okay, Thomas. Later, Thomas was at the soda steamworks. There are fossil and fossil, sparks and spanners. And sparks and sparks. Thomas liked the steamworks. It was good. Victor, what's going to happen until I pull heavy loads? Don't pull too many next time, Thomas. This is the problem. Is it? Yes. If you pulled 2 loads, that means Spencer should pull 3 because Spencer has a tender. And Spencer's arrived now because he doesn't know. Sorry, boss. Oh, Kevin, stop booshing like this. Be careful. Sorry, boss. Thanks, Kevin. Nothing can worry about. Only if you keep falling. If you go backwards, you can only fall. Sorry, boss. Next, Spencer puffed in. He was happy. Good morning, Spencer. I've come to help you. What did you say? I said, good morning. Means, well done, Spencer. Good job. Thanks, Victor. Means, all right. I better get going now. Goodbye, Spencer. As Thomas was doing Percy's jobs, he saw his best friend Percy. Good luck, Thomas. Sorry, Percy, I'm too busy. Oh, goodbye, Thomas. Percy was shocked because he didn't see him. Next, Thomas puffed back to the steamworks. Victor, what's going to happen to the old thing? It takes parts, sir. I said it takes parts, but Kevin! Remember what I said yesterday. Sorry, boss. Alright, please can't borrow this old part, please? Sure you can. Next, Thomas had the old part, then he heard something. He heard Spencer, so he tried to whoosh as hard as he can to keep his brain off it. So whoosh! And he whooshed onto the next track. Spencer carried along going, then he saw something. He saw Thomas went by. Thomas was over there. Spencer didn't know that Thomas was over there. So he whooshed away. Fizzling fireboxes. That was close. Next, Thomas puffed up to Hero's hideout. Hero, what happens when you're alone? It's my piston pump I need. I got it for you. Just look. And I'll bring it tomorrow because the engines will be wondering where I am. So better get going. As Thomas steamed along back to Tim and Jesse, he saw something. It's the Duke and Duchess's Boxford summer house. Spencer will be here every day. It's really close to it. If Spencer finds about Hero, he's ever sure to scrap him. I must be really, really careful. Later on at Tiffmouth, it was quiet. As Thomas arrived, he didn't look happy at all. But then there was trouble. The Fat Controller arrived. He was cross. Thomas, you have been really rude. I don't want any broken engines. Cars, I don't want to hear any broken engines. As this is rude. As the Fat Controller steamed away, Thomas looked really sadder than ever. What's the matter, Thomas? I want to be with my friend Hero. That's why I tried to fix him myself. Don't worry, Thomas. If you're red, you can happen. Yes. Later the next morning, Thomas was busy and busier. Really busy and busier. Until he can't busy nothing by shunting and shunting, shunting and shunting. Spencer watched Thomas work. Until he worked, he was happy. I finished, Spencer. Finished with make way. Until you don't know, look how shunting I am. Spencer giggled. He don't like this problem. And Thomas had to steam on. Next, Percy was pulling the mail cars. He found a good place to hide them. Really far down the tunnel. It was really close to Hero. So Percy puffed down to Hero. And he putted his mail cars down here. Next, Thomas went it down to show Percy Hero. Percy was delighted to see Hero. Look at me now. You just need an old engine part, that's all. I'll go and get one for you from the Steamworks. I'll be back. Next, Thomas puffed back to see Hero again. Hero, when are you alone? Only if I have the last engine parts, only got more engine parts. Don't worry, Hero. I'll fix you. Up yourself. So Thomas's driver and fireman went in to fix Hero. Hero looked wonderful with his last engine part. It's enough engine parts you need. This is only the last one you need. You need some last parts. But you'll need last one after the next one. Thank you, Thomas. You're welcome, Hero. So Thomas puffed away. Because I think James is coming tomorrow. James is impossible. Because I know why James is impossible, Hero. There's the same thing you don't do. And the next jerk, Hero looked wonderful. He was a new wing. He liked himself. You can dance. Thanks, Hero. I better puff to a quarry now to find it. Okay. Next, Thomas and Percy went to find the mail cars. Are you sure you don't know where you left them, Percy? I can't. I can only think about Hero. They saw Hero again. They were wonderful. And they headed off. Thomas and Percy went past the summer house, it was kind. He didn't see Spencer, but Spencer saw them. I'm going to see what this silly tank engine's up to. He up to rest and a rest. Next, Thomas and Percy went to see Hero again. Hero, what happens when you're alone? My horn, but that doesn't look like the same thing. Not what you look like. Next, Emily was doing Thomas's jobs on his branch line. Spencer watched her. What's this joke you up to, Emily? Because, as I said, Thomas is a busy engine. So Emily puffed away. Spencer said, scared harder, Emily. Hero, what happens when you're alone? I told you it's my horn. Don't worry, Hero. I'll find you. I'll find you some parts for quarry. James will find some for you. Thank you. I better go to the quarry now and find these mail cards. All right. As Thomas and Percy arrived at the quarry, he couldn't find the mail cards, but they found Spencer. Mavis was delighted to see Spencer. Spencer! What an honour. Let me take you round the quarry. Thomas and Percy thought that was really funny. Spencer didn't. He scowled, or he didn't see James puffing by with Flapper's parts for Hero. Mavis proudly took Spencer under the sleigh party. He took too quickly and too slowly. He rolled back too far. Slate and dust flew down his funnel and bounced off his spoiler. Next, Thomas and Percy were taken on coal. Emily toughed by. He had a flatbed of parts for Hero. Good luck, Emily. Next, they saw Spencer. He was shunted by Edward and Henry. Slate and dust blocked his funnel. He couldn't puff all. They were surprised. They didn't like it after all. Spencer was at the side of steamworks again. He got Slate stuck in his funnel. Spencer, it doesn't get finished till tomorrow, so give me a smile. And he didn't get a smile because of the noise. Because of the big noise. He didn't like it after all. Next, Thomas and Percy puffing will sneak away from Spencer. Thomas puffed away. And he found the good engine parts for Hero. He gave it away for Spencer. Victor smiled at Thomas. And Kevin was bussing and bussing and bounced off his boiler. Sorry, boss. Kevin, slowly, carefully. All right. As Thomas puffed away, he gave the old engine part to Hero. The men tried to fix him, and they did. Lovely day, Thomas. It is, Hero, because I was sorry I bust you, but better go. The next morning, Spencer was back onto the tracks. He was happy, and he found something. As James and Toby saw Hero, they heard Spencer. They gasped. He's found us. Quick, 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 look after you. Don't worry, Hero, you'll be saved. We will give you a hug until we come back. Spencer was closer and closer to Hero. He found Percy's mail cars and he raced along. And James and Toby pumped their pistons faster than ever. Spencer roared. And James and Toby chasing all the way along the track. Next, Thomas arrived down. He blocked Spencer. Spencer was blocked. The afternoon, Hero was waiting for Thomas. He was smiling. His fire was clear and his steam swelled. That was the last engine to make enough steam. I wonder if the Fat Controller will give any pictures of me. Of course he will. So Hero pumped his pistons and he heard Spencer. It's Spencer! Quick, Thomas. Spencer will make sure I send it to a smelter's yard. No, you won't, Hero. So Hero pumped his pistons as hard as he ever could. Hero and Thomas raced along the track, clitting and clackling. Hero's piston pump was boiling and bubbled. Well done, Thomas! Then there was trouble. Spencer steamed onto the track. Spencer really steamed along the track. Who are you? Hero! Thomas! I think this thing can only not puff properly. Next, Hero's lamp got loose and hit Spencer. Oh! Next, heroes have Ginger and Ginger. More parts fell off. They clanked and they banged onto the track. No! Don't worry, Hero. You can do it. The longest Hero can puff, along he wobbled. Keep puffing, Hero. More puffs, gladder and glad he puffed. Hero Thomas, you can puff it, Hero. I don't think he can. Hero knew Spencer was right. The master of the weary was once more a heat of scrap. Is this what you've been doing, Thomas? Letting a heat of scrap for a smelter's yard? What? No, these are, Then Thomas heard a whistle. It was Gordon and the express. Race you to make way, slow coach Spencer. And Gordon puffed away. No, you won't. I will win. Spencer and Gordon see a track up ahead. And I didn't see a small track down here. Don't worry, Hero. We'll keep you down here. This will be really safe and cool for you. Poor Hero felt sadder than ever. And really poor Hero had to feel sadder than ever. Gordon and Spencer raced along the track. I'm going to win, slow coach Spencer. You'll know who that is, don't worry. Next, the turn to a stop. Next, the Duke and Duchess come out the express. They were cross. Spencer, you've been really naughty. The Fat Controller asked you to do this, and now you have caused confusion and delay. And so Top and Hat didn't like it ever. You should have a rest, Spencer. You have caused confusion and delay. What do you mean? But sometimes if you're upside down about whose fault is that? Spencer, stop that at once. You are going to have to get put on display. Poor Spencer felt sad he wasn't feeling well. Please, will I help? I can help you guys. Build a summer house with you. Because, is this what you mean? Yes, Thomas, sure you can. But nothing can't do this the same. But, please, can I really help? Yes. Next, Thomas puffed up to Hero. Hero was sad. Hero, I will. No, Thomas, I don't get sent to a smelter's yard. No! I won't let it happen to you. So, if I build a summer house with Spencer, and if you bring you up to Steamworks, I will go and fix you alone. Thank you, Thomas. Later at Tiffin's shed, it was quiet. Is something wrong, Thomas? Yes, sir. Hero's brand new, and he's really all from the island. All right, Thomas, time to get some sleep. If you don't get your sleep, Thomas, you'll be ever tired. The next morning, everyone was going to see Hero. Gordon liked Hero. And of course did Emily, and James and everybody. Next, Spencer and Thomas worked on the summer house. They were tired. And Thomas puffed up really slowly to Hero. They worked together and his steam slowed. They biffed and bashed, and his mail cars won't come back. And Thomas went to see Hero. His sea days are sad. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Hero. What's the matter? I'm too old now because I've broken. Don't worry, Hero. I'll fix you. Hooray for Thomas. Hooray for Hero. Next, Thomas went to say goodbye to the Duke and Duchess. Thank you, Thomas. Without you, Spencer would have never finished on time. I have to go napping now. Why? To see Sir Top and Hat, so Thomas puffed away. I'm going to tell you about this silly old scrap engine. I'm going to get here and make sure your plan doesn't work. Vandal will get sent to Smells Yard where he belongs. So Spencer heard Thomas's wheels whooshing and whirring behind him. I'll just quick as I know I can. Thomas and Spencer had their race of their lives. They steamed over bridges and whooshed through tunnels. Thomas heard Spencer's wheels whooshing and whirring behind. Spencer puffed as hard as he can. but he couldn't get in front of Thomas. At a junction, Thomas puffed ahead, and Spencer went down. And then he wished to a stop. Spencer reversed back to make sure he could go to the right track. He whooshed down. Then we could out track went over marshland. Thomas knew it was the fastest way to Napa. Thomas puffed, and Spencer puffed. Spencer was closer and closer. Then there was trouble. The track was broken and Spencer was too heavy. And with a creak and a crash, Spencer fell into a muddy marsh. He said, oh. Thomas knew what had happened, so he raced back. I'm sorry, Spencer. I didn't know the track was broken. I'll go and get help. I'll be back. So Thomas puffed to Nafford. As Thomas finally puffed to Nafford, he was tired and dirty. The station master telephoned Pitt and asked the fan controller to come right away. So Top and Hat was having dinner with the Duke and Duchess, so he telephoned and asked them to come right away. Thomas's traction rods were trembling. He knew he had to ask the fan controller anything about Hero. Did you say Hero? Yes, sir. Did you mean the master of the railway? Yes, sir. Oh, he's terribly famous. Famous? He's the master of the railway. Why did you think I will scrap the master of the railway? Because I was silly, sir. I'm worried. So I tried to fix them ourselves. So... Yes, Thomas's Bible clean and his steam swelled. He was cool. But what about Spencer? He needs help too. I told Spencer to not leave the summer house, and he did. So Spencer must wait for his turn for help after Hero. Hero! I seen the Fat Controller. He's no you master of the railway. You can get sent into a soda steamworks, not the smelters yard. Hooray for Thomas! Hooray for Hero! Later this morning, Thomas and Percy heaved and hauled Hero to the soda steamworks. So Top and Hat was waiting for him. Welcome back, Hero. It's a good to meet you. Thank you, sir, and I thank you really much. And I thank you for Thomas. Thomas done his best. Victor will make sure that everything's all right. Of course, sir. Nothing can help like this, sir. Sorry, boss. Sorry, sir. Slippy Hook. So I say. Okay, Thomas. I want to fix Hero now. Don't worry, Hero. Victor's the best. Hero steamed and smiled. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Later, all the engines went to see Hero. He puffed forward slowly. Do-do-do. Hero looked wonderful. Welcome back, Master of the Railway. Thank you, sir. Thank you really much. And now, Thomas, go and get this Spencer out of the mud. Okay. Here I am, Spencer. I come to help you. You can't help me, Thomas. You're not strong enough. I have Spencer, but I just got an engine who can help. Who are you? I am Hero. Were you the scrap engine? I was the scrap engine. Bezzling boilers. Spencer, it's time to get you out of the mud. Hello, Spencer. What do you know? Hero shifted and shifted Rocky into the right place. Really slowly and gently, Rocky lifted Spencer back onto the tracks. And with a mighty heave and hold, Hero and Thomas pulled the Spencer back onto the tracks, and they pulled him all the way to the Sodor Steamworks. And when Spencer was fixed, he joined Hero and Thomas. Together they worked on the summer house to be really useful. Early later on, Spencer remembered to say sorry. Thomas, I'm sorry you are a trick engine, and Hero, I'm sorry I called you a heat or scrap. You both girlfriends. I remembered. Early tonight, Hero looked sad, and Spencer was already asleep. What's the matter, Hero? I'm not happy, Thomas. Don't worry, Hero. I'll be back about 10 minutes. Let's puff to Nafford. As Thomas puffed to Nafford, he saw that controller. Sir, I know you understand about hero. I understand, Thomas. It means you both fine friends, fine helpers. Thank you, sir. Later, all the engines gathered at Brendan Docks. They were excited to see Hero. Here he comes, Thomas. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It was Hero. He was happy. It's time for you to go home now, Hero. It is. I'll never forget you. Do.